Hey guys, welcome to Lowdown, your source for everything art, music, and entertainment.
Today we've got an inside look at Akron Comic-Con, fun events around Akron, and exclusive interviews with local music groups.
All this and more coming up on Lowdown.
Welcome back to Lowdown. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jenna.
Jenna, are you a fan of comics?
I'm more of a film person, but I love the whole geek universe.
Same here, which makes our next segment all the more exciting. Colin Valencic got to go last weekend to the Akron Comic-Con, and he even got the chance to sit down with the founder of the Akron branch.
Hi, my name is Michael Savine. I'm the co-founder and creator of Akron Comic-Con. We started 5 years ago. The first show was in 2012, and it took place in the Student Union. It was a great time. We had 1,200 people come out for the event. We were asked by the university to move to the Quaker Station to work with them and the comic shop there, the Quaker Square Comics. Now we're here at our 5th year. We're at the John S. Knight Center, and so far everything is just going wonderful. You know, there's always some aches and pains and adjustments that you make with the show. Enjoy the medium a lot. I collect a huge collection that goes with the territory, and I thought, what would be the next step? So create a Comic-Con, share that experience with other people. Really, what a Comic-Con should be is an event that is based on the medium of comics, the creators who create them, and that's the bottom line. And that's what we are. We're a comic-centric show. We celebrate comics and the people who create them. And when you come to Comic-Con, Akron Comic-Con, you'll get to meet these people that create them, autographs, sketches. You get to buy old comics, new comics, go to panels where you get to be involved in question and answer sessions with the professionals. It's just a great time. Favorite character is Captain America, and should be everybody's favorite character as far as I'm concerned. But Marvel Comics were my biggest interest. I wasn't that interested in DC Comics, although now that I'm older and realize that there's 80 years worth of comics history. I'm delving into the stuff from the very beginning and in between and beyond. So it's a fun medium, and I'm having a great time doing it. Read comics, they're a blast.
Thanks, Colin.
That looked awesome. I wish I could have went.
Same here, but that's not the only cool thing that happened over the weekend. Jack Stern got to sit down with a local band called Red Rose Panic. Let's check it out.
Hello everyone.
What's good?
My name is Luminari of Red Rose Panic.
I'm Styx.
And together, well, the two of the 6 of us, that's 4 not here. We are Red Rose Panic, a hip-hop band out of Akron, Ohio. But yeah, basically hip-hop mixed with rock and some jazz and funk elements.
I always tell people we're like a mix between Roots and Fish because we're like a hip-hop jam band. So with that jam aspect, that's what he was kind of saying. Like with that jam aspect, you get the rock, the jazz, the hip-hop, NERD. For sure, Pharrell is our biggest influence for sure. This summer was pretty busy for us. We did a lot of festivals. We did a lot of shows with my big brother. His name is Alex Simon, and he does a lot of tours all over. thankfully this summer we've got to do, like I said, some festivals that were out of town. And we got to go. We just got back from New York recently doing So Far Sounds. That was a great time. So we've been doing a lot of traveling, so we've been taking this fall time to kind of relax and get back adjusted to our families and just take some time to write and get better.
Next year, we definitely want to release new material. So more of the same thing as we did this year. We started by dropping an EP and releasing videos for each song on the EP, and then proceeding to do more shows, just kind of promoting said EP that was dropped. So kind of more of the same as we, grow another year, our fan base grows. So, you have, better show opportunities where before it was 10 people, now it's like 30 to 50 people, hundreds of people at festivals and stuff. So just more self-checking with us, more music that's going to be available online on iTunes, and, more visuals. Well, our initial thought process when we first started to make this band or situation is, I myself was a solo hip-hop artist for about like 8 years or so. I kind of wanted to align like the hip-hop scene and like the actual musician scene, because I feel like from what I'm seeing, the impact that we've made is just kind of introducing, with the hip-hop, more people that are from each world, saying, oh, hey, this is, actually pretty cool, like, and also to influence like youth to maybe pick up an instrument or to keep at something, even if you are like 35 or something and you used to play the drums or something, kind of getting back into that live vibe, especially for the city of Akron itself. We're getting a lot of attention just with like LeBron and Cleveland, so if there's something that you maybe wanted to do that you put it off to next week or next month or next year, your New Year's resolution, I'm gonna pick my guitar back up, like definitely do that, or jump back into it now, just to kind of be more hands-on with the art, because everything right now is really disconnected with like social media, phones and things like that like tangible art is kind of lost, and it's just more of observing more than anything now. So really taking hold of that art and maybe learning something if you had wanted to always learn an instrument.
RedRosePanic.com. So everything is Red Rose Panic.
We're on Facebook.com/RedRosePanic. Please give us a like. iTunes, you can find us there. Just type in Red Rose Panic. Apple Music, Spotify, like you said. Yeah, everything is basically at Red Rose Panic.
So much undiscovered talent right here in Akron. Thanks, Jack.
I know, and that's why I love this show. We get to meet so many cool people.
That's right, and we have a lot more to see, but for now, let's take a quick commercial break.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad you stuck around.
Man, we're really getting to that point in the semester where I'm feeling extremely stressed out. What do you do when you're feeling stressed, Jenna?
Believe it or not, I like to go to local arts and crafts events.
Oh, do you know any nearby?
Actually, yeah, Leslie Flores got the chance to experience one of these paint events hosted by a local artist named Lauren Uber right here in Akron. Let's take a look.
My name is Lauren Uber, and I'm from Tipsy Picasso's Painting Parties and More, and we're going to be doing wine glass painting today. I've been doing this for about a year now. The price of admission covers all art supplies. That would include easels, canvases, or if we're working on wine glasses, the wine glasses. Brushes, paints, aprons, pretty much everything is provided. I've always enjoyed art since I was a small child, and I started doing art with residents in long-term care, and since I did it with them, I thought it might be fun to open it up to the public and include everybody in it. So that is the exciting part about this. I've worked with children, I've worked with adults, I've worked with seniors with Alzheimer's or dementia, and other mental health issues. Pretty much I've worked with a whole slew of different types of people. I think my favorite subject is pretty much anytime. I really like working with kids, and I like working with our seniors with mental health issues, so those are my favorite things to do. But I like seasonal things too, like I got a lot of people doing pumpkins and stuff like that right now, so that's exciting. There's a vast variety of different types of paintings. I do landscapes, I do animals, flowers, a lot of seasonal stuff going on. Yeah, I also do therapeutic classes, which I do like angel art, memorial art, and things like that. So those aren't your typical classes. I'll guide people, but not everybody's painting is going to look the same for that. Sometimes when kids are doing an event like this, they tend to do their own thing, which I encourage because I think that that's wonderful that they are showing their own self-expression. So if they're into the painting that we're working on, I think that's great, but if they do their own thing, that's awesome. Painting helps. It's a great therapeutic release for art expression. It helps relieve anxiety, tension, frustration. It provides redirection. So it's definitely a healthy hobby. They could call me at 330-687-2885, or they could look up my website. I have a Facebook page. It's Tipsy Picasso's Painting Parties and More.
That looked like a really good time.
Oh, for sure. Another great part about this show is how many cool creative events we get to discover in the area.
Or creative places. Have you ever heard of the Nightlight Cinema?
No, what is it?
It's a local movie theater right here in downtown Akron that features independent films, and Rob Court's got us the exclusive lowdown.
My name's Curtis Hare, and I'm the Executive Director of the Nightlight Cinema here in downtown Akron. So the Nightlight Cinema is a single-screen movie theater. We're open 7 days a week, and we play all kinds of films that essentially wouldn't otherwise be in Akron if we weren't here. So we tend to stay a little bit away from, what Cinemark or Regal's playing, but that means we can dive into art films, foreign films, independent films, even like crazy genre films. We have all kinds of events around that stuff. Nightlight is in the Historic Arts District here in downtown Akron. It's kind of on High Street, in between High and Maiden Lane. And we're right here down the road from Crave. We have so many wonderful neighbors here. Urban Eats, Musica, Blue Jazz. We just got a new local ice cream shop downstairs called Chill. So it's a fun little neighborhood to be able to just go out to the neighborhood, and then you can decide what you want to do once you're here. When you come to the Nightlight, it's a pretty different experience than anything you're used to if you're just going to Regal. First of all, we have a full bar, that's nice, and all of our beers are actually from Ohio, so we place a really high value on sourcing as local, high quality ingredients as we can. The ambiance is just different. Like, it's a hip space. We're in, kind of an industrial warehouse that we've converted and put art up on the walls. It's really good for like date night, that kind of thing. It's not like a throwaway experience, And so that's what we're here to do, just provide a little window into that world of art that otherwise wouldn't be here. So to stay on top of the Nightlight schedule, I would just recommend that you go to nightlightcinema.com. We only have 52 seats here, so it's relatively limited seating, so I always recommend that you purchase online. We have no surcharge for online purchases, so you can be sure that when you're here, we hate to turn people away. So that's going to be happening, just through the beginning of 2017. So definitely come out, nightlightcinema.com, which is Nightlight Cinema.
Independent films are so cool to see.
I know, but they hardly ever come to the big movie theaters.
Exactly, that's why I'm glad places like the Nightlight exist.
I agree, and you know what? I could talk about movies all day, but I think it's time to change gears.
We're gonna pass things over now to Jack for his latest music reviews inspired by recent election. Take it away, Jack.
The 2016 election this year has so far been one of the more controversial political spectacles in recent years. This, of course, attracts the attention of some of the kings and queens of spectacle. That's right, I'm talking about musicians. Many musicians have taken a political stand to this election in a variety of ways, expressing either their support for a candidate or making a completely negative statement in response to another candidate's actions. Some artists are even fed up enough that they've decided to run themselves in 2020. Let's take a look at just some of the few most publicized incidents. Many artists have made a point of taking a less than positive stance on Donald Trump's campaign. The White Stripes were outraged when they discovered that a non-profit conservative group was using their hit song Seven Nation Army to promote Donald Trump's campaign. In response to this, they started selling t-shirts with the phrase "Icky Trump" as a parody of their song Icky Thump. This, however, is nothing new in particular, as artists have always had a problem with the usage of their music in political campaigns. The thing that makes this election so much more interesting, though, is the number of artists who have made music that explicitly discusses the presidential candidates. Indie rock band Death Cab for Cutie is one in particular that made the anti-Trump song $1 Million Loan, complete with a music video to drive their point home. The video in question features a silhouette of Donald Trump as the band sings lyrics that criticize Donald Trump for his claims about building his fortune thanks to just a small loan of $1 million from his father. Underground rappers even threw their hats into the ring, with rappers like JPEG Mafia trying to make a statement on the outrage everyone is feeling during the election. His song, "I Might Vote for Donald Trump," is maybe one of the edgiest rap songs of 2016. The video features JPEG parading around a conservative suburban neighborhood as he taunts everyone over his controversial opinions. Although this may not be the most focused political message, it still stands as an example of the fervor this election has inspired among musicians. Not all of the music centered around the election has been focused on Trump, though. 90s punk dance band Le Tigre created a pro-Hillary song called "I'm With Her." As the first song to come out of the band in a decade, the song stands as a simple power ballad. It discusses the band's pro-feminist stance and how they believe Hillary is a good example of this agenda. The video then features the band dancing in between a bunch of footage of some political protests. Weird Al also threw his hat into the ring with his own election song. The song is titled "Bad Hombres, Nasty Women" and is accompanied by a parody video in classic Weird Al fashion. In the video, Weird Al moderates auto-tuned clips of debates between Trump and Hillary as Weird Al asks the two candidates to just try and get along. Weird Al is inevitably pulled into a wormhole at the end of the video as he fails to achieve his goal. One takeaway from all this music seems to be the vast gap in anti-Hillary versus anti-Trump music. While it was in my best interest to show you all sides of the political spectrum among all these artists, there was a legitimate lack of anti-Hillary music to be found this election season. In spite of this pattern, this should not be seen as an indicator of how the election is going to conclude. The music industry tends to be more liberal, so nobody should use it as an indicator of any future results. However, the music that does exist shows that this election is certainly one that won't be forgotten by the American public anytime soon.
You know, I actually have an update on some great new music myself.
Okay, don't tell me you're trying to bring Pandora back.
No, Jenna, I'm not trying to bring Pandora back. What I was going to say was that I recently had an interview with a local band called Grim Republic.
Okay, that actually sounds pretty awesome.
It was, so let's watch.
I'm Kyle Spreitzer, I play guitar and backing vocals.
I'm Chris Stewart, I play guitar and lead vocals.
Matt Franz, bassist.
Kirk Baglia, drums.
And we're Grim Republic. So, gosh, this was back in 8th grade?
8th grade.
Yeah, 8th grade. Kyle, Kirk, and I got together and just decided to start jamming, trying to create our own songs, mostly learning Metallica covers.
Fast forward to what, sophomore year? Yeah, sophomore year of college about 2 years ago. And I had some stuff happen just in my personal life, and that kind of brought me back home. And I just started really getting back into my drums and everything. And so I hit up these two guys, you know, just to come over and jam like we used to. Just, it wasn't anything serious, just kind of doing what we kind of were doing in high school, just jamming around and stuff. And the more we played, we started to realize, like, wow, like we're actually having a ton of fun here. And we started to consider like writing some of our own stuff, and it started to get to a point where it's like,
well, maybe we should actually record this on something other than an iPhone.
Right.
So, you know, we picked up some audio gear and started making recordings, and that's when we decided that we wanted to do this for real, and so naturally we needed a bassist.
And that's like literally where I came in, was like right after you purchased like the really nice gear. Cause I remember you like still unboxing it in that like little small room in the back.
After Matt hopped on, we were kind of struggling to find a name for a while. Like, there was some heated debates about this, and it got to the point where these guys were like, Kurt, let's just make it Grim Republic again. I'm like, dude, no. Like, it makes me cringe every time I think about that talent show performance. Like, it was fun, but it did not sound all that great.
Yeah, because something we didn't actually mention was we've been called Grim Republic since back in 8th grade. With some debating back then about what the name would have been. That was what we came up with. That was what was on the shirts, and that's what's kind of just stuck ever since.
It was kind of funny because because I really didn't watch it, and they were all like, "Kirk, just do it," and I was like, "Okay, only if we make it the Grim Republic." And then there was
Like as if that was like some kind of like
there was like, and then there was some like a 2-month debate on whether or not we're gonna keep the, and then finally we just settled on Grim Republic, and here we are.
Like I said back before, we used to play a lot of Metallica, and we still do. We still have multiple songs of theirs in our set list when we play. But as of more recently, with the stuff that we recorded for our EP, it's much more towards a Green Day-ish, Arctic Monkeys, Blink-182, even venturing as far as to say there's a splash of like Buck Cherry or Red Jumpsuit Apparatus into those types of things. Like those are like a lot of the main influences. That's what our style is, like kind of like a culmination of all those things.
Stream our music for free on Spotify. You can also purchase our album electronically on iTunes. I think that we use TuneCore, and it's like everywhere.
It's Amazon.
If there's a place that sells music, it's pretty much there.
Like electronically, that is.
Yeah.
We're also very active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, so look us up, like us.
Josh, that's really cool. I'm jealous you got to spend your weekend meeting a really cool band.
Well, what did you end up doing over the weekend?
Oh, I actually did something pretty awesome too.
Did you end up sleeping the whole time again?
Okay, first of all, you say that like it's a bad thing. And second of all, I got to experience the downtown Akron Art Walk.
What's that?
That is a cool monthly event that tons of local vendors and artists can take part in. One night every month, local businesses and artists open their doors to the public to bring Akron some art and culture and to expose us to local businesses.
That sounds amazing. I wish I could have went.
Well, good thing I got some exclusive footage of a few of the locations involved. Check it out. If you live in Akron, one of the first things on your to-do list should be the Downtown Akron Art Walk. Once a month, dozens of vendors and artists get together to display their work to the public for free. The Summit Art Space is one of the many galleries that participate in the Art Walk every year. The building is home to several artists that create and display their work here, and the gallery is free. Galleries like this one, restaurants, music lounges, and other small businesses open their doors to the public on the first Saturday of the month all year round. You can explore downtown on foot or take advantage of the tram to take you to each location. One of the most popular locations is 43 Furnace Street, home to Zebra and Martel Gallery and Clay Studio, and Kathleen's Jewelry. jewelry is owned by Kathleen Lucas Walls. She's been opening her doors to the public for the Art Walk since it began, and says it's great exposure for local businesses like hers. All of her pieces are handcrafted and one of a kind. During an art walk, you can eat at a local restaurant, relax in a lounge and listen to your favorite local musicians play, or shop around and support local businesses like these ones. Our city is full of interesting people and places if you know where to look. Check out next month's Akron Art Walk to see the ultimate summation of art and culture in downtown Akron.
That looked like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it was really great. Pretty artwork, interesting places, and great people.
Sounds like the perfect combination.
Just like us hosting Lowdown.
You know it. And you want to know something else, Jenna?
What?
This was our last pre-recorded episode of the season. We go live next time.
That is so scary. I better start rehearsing.
Same here. But in the meantime, don't forget to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ZTV Lowdown. Until next time, I'm Josh Gowdy.
And I'm Jenna Remote.
And that's the Lowdown.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.